Hello, my name is Joshua Shaffer, and I am a Disney historian. I've written two books about Disney history, including Disney movies, and it all started back in 2001. I started going to Disneyland and got my first season pass, and I really enjoyed it and went as many times as I could. Around 2006, I started learning fun facts about Disneyland's attractions and the lands and any kind of history that had to do with the park. And I started recording these fun facts that I would learn in a Word document, and I would print them out whenever I'd go to the park and I'd share them with people in line. What I started doing was purposefully researching out fun facts for Disneyland. And I just made my Word document huge. It just got multiple pages, and people were telling me that you should have this made into a book. And so I was like, I should do that. And so I set out to have a little book made. And I used lots of images and colors, and I printed it and I put it in little binders with those little clear slips. And it was 67 pages long. And I sold 13 of those on eBay. And somebody said, you know what you need to do is just get it published. And so I set out to find a publisher, and I expanded the book and got it to 220 pages. And my first publisher published my first edition, which is this one, Discovering the Magic Kingdom, an unofficial Disneyland vacation guide. Came out in October 2010, and that was the start of my my life as an author. Well, from that point on, I started working on a second book, but not a whole lot. I wasn't spending a lot of time doing it. I would just do it here and there. Sometimes months would go by in between. And I was interviewed on a podcast called The Sweep Spot. And these guys worked in Disneyland as custodians. And so they have a lot of years of experience combined in the park. And they wrote the book, Cleaning the Kingdom. After my interview with them on their podcast, they contacted me and they said, hey, we're going to have a booth at D23 in 2017, which was the following year. Do you want to share our booth? And I was like, yes, I want to share your booth, but I need to have my new book done because I don't want to go there with this book that's going to be 7 years old by the time D23 happens. So for 7 months, every single night, I got home from work and I would sit down and I would write as many fun facts as I could. I'd watch documentaries, I'd watch interviews with animators and Imagineers and park employees, and I would read books and newspaper articles, magazine articles, blogs, anything I could find, behind the scenes footage, anything I could find about Disney history and the making of things. And that's where you can find fun facts. And after 7 months, I completed my second edition, Discovering the Magic Kingdom, an unofficial Disneyland vacation guide, volume 2. And that one came out at D23 in 2017. It would be July. And I had issues with my publisher. I ended up having to fire my first publisher. I got my second publisher, and they rushed the printing to get them done in time for D23. Well, they weren't at my house by the time I had to leave for D23 because the truck broke down with my 3 pallets of boxes of books. So I left for Disneyland, and my publisher next day shipped 150 copies of my book to my friend's house who lived in Anaheim. I was at D23 the first morning, right when the doors opened, and I got a call from my publisher saying the books were delivered. So I left D23, went to my friend's house, saw my book for the first time, and I was like, wow, this thing's so big. It's 700 pages. This has over 3,700 fun facts in it about Disneyland and Disney movies. It's way bigger than my first one. Raced back to D23. I had a lady standing at my booth waiting for me to come back with my new book. She bought my first book and sold a ton of them. Everybody liked it. They started calling it the Disney Bible. And ever since then, it's just been nonstop Disney conventions, events. I've been in Barnes & Noble a couple times, little bookstores here and there. Any place I can go. I've had, I think, 40 book signings so far, or events that I've gone to. And it's just been a blast. Like, I met tons of people, animators, directors, Disney Imagineers. I had my 2 forwards written by 2 different Disney Imagineers, Imagineer Terry Hardin and Rolly Crump, for those of you who know who they are. it's just been fun. I started making Disney fantasy pins. I met Gina Rock. She was the longest flying Tinkerbell in Disneyland history. She flew from 1983 until 2005. She hired me to be her manager, so I get her on podcasts and I run her website and I sell her autographs. And it's just, I'm busy all the time. I write articles for magazines. I've been in a couple of theme parkology documentaries. I'm doing a podcast called Do You Like Fun Facts? It's just busy. I'm just busy all the time with this Disney stuff, and I love it. It's fun. It's a great time. So my book contains, like I said, over 3,700 fun facts in it, but it's not just about Disney attractions. Like, it's the whole Disney resort. So it's California Adventure, Disneyland, and the Disney hotels. So there is a section in the beginning for Disney hotels. There's a section for food in the parks. I try to set my book aside from other Disney books because a lot of them will put in restaurant information and they'll put in like dollar signs for like how expensive a restaurant is. It's $3 signs. I'm like, well, how much is $3 signs? So I went through every single restaurant in the park, went through every menu, and I listed the lowest and the highest main item menu cost so that you knew that there was this here to here, so that you knew how much you could spend going to that restaurant. And I would list if it's a breakfast, lunch, dinner restaurant, snack restaurant, just dinner, if you can make reservations at it, if it's a character dining experience, if it's a buffet, that sort of thing, just to make it different from other books. And another thing that sets my book apart from other Disney books is the way my fun facts are written is they're bullet pointed. So you can go down and see fun fact, fun fact, fun fact. You don't have to read paragraphs of full pages of just information and try to figure out and remember little things from here and there. And then each topic of the fun fact is bolded, so you could easily skim through and find what you're looking for. So there's 750 photos in it, just little things here and there so that you know what I'm talking about. The Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean take up 40 pages because there's so much to do with those attractions. I have movies, so it's Toy Story 2, fun facts with Toy Story. The princess section, so here's Frozen. So each of the princess movies have their own section because they're so popular. I have a section in the back called Attractions of the Past, which talks about attractions that are no longer there. I have mini bios for, it's like 40 Disney Imagineers or animators, just like mini bios about them, what things they worked on, what they had to do with Disney, and so on. So right now, with all my free time that I have, I am working on a new book trilogy, and it's just movie fun facts. So what I'm doing is I'm writing one big long book and I'm splitting it into 3 volumes. Each book's going to have a section for Marvel, Lucasfilm, Pixar, Walt Disney Animation, the Disney Princesses, Pirates of the Caribbean. All of them are going to be in there, and every single movie that's come out from those production companies is going to be in there. So let's say under Lucasfilm, we'll have Star Wars: A New Hope. And if I have 200 fun facts for Star Wars: A New Hope, I'll have 1/3 of them in volume 1, 1/3 in volume 2, and 1/3 in volume 3. So each book has Star Wars: A New Hope in it, but there's only 1/3 of the fun facts in each one, so that you can get different fun facts from each volume. Like right now for Zootopia, I have 309 fun facts for Zootopia, which is a lot. That took me weeks to write. And I will have 103 fun facts in each book for that. And then future volumes, like volume 4 comes out like down the road, and I can put in all the new movies that Disney comes out with, because we're getting like 3 and 4 Marvel movies a year now. Several Disney animated and Pixar animated films come out every single year, and it's just a lot to keep up with. So future volumes will have the new movies, and then if I learn some new information about the older movies, it'll be included in it. But that way, each volume has each movie, and right now I'm at over 6,500 fun facts. If you'd like to get a copy of my book, you can go to my website, www.disneyguy.org. I have this available paperback. It's $15. Hardbound, which looks just like this, only it's a hardbound cover, that's available for $20. And my first edition, which I only have 15 left, they're for $5. So if you need one, go there. Has a link to my stuff for Tinkerbell, my pins, my blogs that I write, anything having to do with me and the stuff I do is on that website, disneyguy.org.